Welcome back to 15 Lanes of Game Week 5 preview show. Arsenal versus Manchester City. The Merseyside Derby between Liverpool versus Everton. Chelsea versus Manchester United. And Brighton versus Spurs. 4 big games. One huge weekend in the Premier League. Let's go! Let's start with the Merseyside Derby, Liverpool versus Everton. We all know Liverpool this season has had a perfect start. 5 wins out of 5, 4 in the Premier League and 1 in the Champions League. You got me right. And Everton, last week they made a draw against Aston Villa. So they are coming into the Merseyside Derby looking for a win or for another draw to keep their momentum going. But David Moyes has never won at Anfield, so we don't know what the future holds tomorrow. You understand? Because this is a Merseyside Derby. Anything can happen. And if we see Liverpool right now, their team is conceding a lot of goals. They have already conceded 6 goals this season. Out of the 5 matches they have played, it's only against the handbrake Arsenal under Mikel Arteta that did not try to punish Liverpool. Arteta played 3 DMs in that game, so it's like he came to defend. He likes defending a lot. Maybe he respects big teams a lot. You understand? That's the same thing that happened to PSG. Yeah. So against Liverpool, we saw it. But every team that has tried to attack Liverpool this season has scored. We saw yesterday even Atletico, a defensive team, are getting some goals there, and Liverpool had to leave it late. So in the Merseyside Derby, everything's there for the take. And I think right now, Arne Slot and Liverpool, they are praying for the January transfer window so they can solve their defensive problems. Because right now, they are living dangerously. Even if they are winning games, but still, they are living dangerously. We saw Isak for the first time starting up front there. He looked really good. A person who has he has spent like 3 months without playing football. He really looked good for Liverpool. He had some shots on target. He created some link-up plays. So he's going to start in his first Merseyside Derby. But for me, I still stand on my word. He's an injury-prone player, and Newcastle, the deals between Newcastle and Liverpool, all players have been suffering with injuries. So there is no difference with that. Let's see, because we saw Isak, even Newcastle was suffering a lot of injuries. He's a very good player, which means the games he will play, at least he will cause some damage, as we saw against Atletico Madrid. Even if he never scored, but he was promising. You understand? And on the other hand, of Everton, we are going to look at Grealish. Yeah, you understand? I think Frimpong will have a very long day with Jack Grealish. Right now, Jack Grealish is in his flow state. Yeah, he's enjoying his football again, and he's going to cause a lot of havoc there against Frimpong. One thing I'm sure of, Everton may score in this game because Liverpool's defense is lacking. And all the games they have played, 5 games this season, apart from Arsenal and Burnley, they have been suffering goals. They have already conceded 6 goals. Brighton versus Tottenham Hotspur. Last week we saw Tottenham Hotspur bouncing back to their winning ways with a 3-0 victory against West Ham. And in midweek, they also went ahead to discipline Villarreal. So they have already got 2 wins in 2 games. And they are going right now to the Amex Stadium to face Brighton. Brighton, which last week suffered a defeat to Bournemouth. So Brighton also, they are going to face Spurs that played in midweek. So we don't know what's going to happen in this game because Brighton need to get that momentum. We know Brighton destroyed Man City. Now they are going to face Tottenham Hotspurs, and they need to get back to the winning ways. We know, and on the other side of Spurs, anything can happen. It's not good to trust Spurs. Spurs, they think anything can happen in this game. But yes, for me, I think both teams are going to score in this game. With Thomas Frank, it was his first Champions League game, so to balance the players, blah blah, we are going to see what's going to happen in this game. Is Spurs going to keep their winning streak to be 3 out of 3, or is Brighton also going to get back to their winning ways after losing to Bournemouth in game week 4? Chelsea versus Manchester United. This is a big one. This is going to be an interesting one. We are going to get a chance to see Alejandro Garnacho facing his old team. Just remember, if he scores, he may kiss the Chelsea bus, because he had issues with Ruben Amorim and Manchester United. Yes, we saw him during the transfer period putting on Rashford's jersey, blah blah, trolling. Yes, and this week he's going to face Manchester United. Just be sure that he's going to kiss the badge if he scores. Chelsea have already dropped points in 2 games. Yes, they dropped points last week against Brentford 2-2. And in the Champions League, they also lost to Bayern Munich 3-1. Their team did not look real good. It was... They put Reece James in the midfield and he was swallowed in that Bayern midfield. Bayern dominated the full game. Enzo Maresca did not know what to do, but Cole Palmer was on the score sheet in that game. So, if we go back on the Manchester United side, Ruben Amorim, he's under pressure. He needs this game. So, Chelsea want to bounce back to winning ways. Manchester United last week lost the Manchester Derby to Manchester City, and they also want to get back to winning ways with the Ruben Amorim formation. Remember, Ruben Amorim made an interview and he said he's not going to change his system. It's either you change the man, but I'm not going to change my system. So Manchester United really need to bounce back to their winning ways, but are they going to do it against Chelsea also that needs to bounce back to their winning ways to keep the momentum and hope in their team? And we are most likely, we don't know if Ruben Amorim will start the new goalkeeper that they signed at the deadline day. Yes. And one of the problems right now I'm seeing in Manchester United, they have never had a fully fit squad since Eric Ten Hag. If you think about it, Manchester United has been going through this phase of injuries. Ten Hag signed players, but he never had a fully fit squad. It's the same thing that has happened to Ruben Amorim. Also we may not see Benjamin Sesko, Acuna and Mbeumo playing together. We may not see them. I'm just saying it's not a fact, but if you go and track back Manchester United's signings, and since Eric Ten Hag, they have been suffering with a lot of injuries, and Ten Hag was sacked when he had never had a fully fit Manchester United squad. So Manchester United squad players, they need to pull up their socks in this game. They need to get back to their winning ways. And I don't know if Ruben Amorim is going to use still Bruno Fernandes in that double pivot with Ugarte, because he benches his best midfielder, Kobe Mainoo. So we don't know what the future holds for that game, but United are going to come and fight to get back to their winning ways. Plus Chelsea, who are also looking for a way to get back to their winning ways and everything, to keep everything. And some rumors or reports came out this week that Ruben Amorim is given 3 games to turn things around. And one of the games is against Chelsea. So the wounded Chelsea who also still looking for momentum. So this Chelsea versus Manchester United is going to be a very interesting game. The other big game we have this weekend is between Arsenal versus Manchester City. We all know the last meeting, Arsenal won 5-1. Arsenal won 5-1 against Manchester City, and they are meeting again. You know, there was last season there was a spark like there is going to be a rivalry between Arsenal and Manchester City, but last season Manchester City fell off. It never showed up. So this week, are we going to see the fight in Manchester City against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium? We are just going to wait and see what's going to unfold at the Emirates Stadium. But my worries in this game is that one team is going to come and play to win, while the other team is going to come with a handbrake. And we all know that team is Arsenal. That's going to play on the handbrake. Mikel Arteta may do a wonder, and he starts the same midfield that started against Atletico Bilbao that did not create anything. And let's remember, Rodri, this is the last match he played in the Premier League last season and got that injury that kept him out the whole season. On the other side of Arsenal, we know how Arteta likes to set up. That's why I've told you he may come with a handbrake. Arsenal beat the last meeting when Arsenal beat Manchester City 5-1. I think it was a surprise because we remember in that game Manchester City equalized and the game was 1-1 from nowhere. Thomas Partey scored a wild from nowhere. Absolutely. If you ask Arteta what happened in that game, he doesn't know. The rest is history because he respects Manchester City a lot. Right now, Manchester City is struggling with momentum. Both teams are struggling with momentum because apart from the Leeds game, Arsenal has not played any serious football. Like this season, the teams maybe that have played some interesting football, some serious football. I may talk about Spurs, Bournemouth against Liverpool, and if we see Newcastle when it played Liverpool, they showed the fight Newcastle. But Arsenal, Liverpool, they have not played. The number one and number two, they have not played any good football, even Manchester City. So we don't know, are we in for a boring game this weekend against Arsenal versus Manchester City? Because we are all sure, everyone knows Arteta is a handbrake man. He's not going to just let go of his handbrake. And the most painful thing in this game is that Arsenal has players who can damage games, who can cause problems, but the guy loves handbrake. You understand? Like if you go back in the Bilbao game this week in the Champions League, he removed Eze. He started with his three DMs in the same game. The game went on. Instead of removing one DM, since Odegaard is not around, and let Eze to play in the central midfield, maybe drop Martinelli the other side, he went on and said, no, Eze, come outside, Martinelli go in, I'll remain with my DMs here. And we have a problem of Eze. It's starting to show maybe like Eze was a panic buy. If Havertz did not get that injury, Eze wouldn't be at Arsenal. It's all seen, because in the Atletico Bilbao game you saw, the guy is trying to drift inside, Arteta is telling him, stay outside. You understand? Eze is not a player who touches the line. Arteta wants him to touch the line. So in that game, we saw he never had any impact. He never had any shot on target or on goal. He was just there moving around. And that's the same that's happening to Victor Gyökeres at the moment. He's not getting the service he needs to damage games. To do what? In the Atletico Bilbao, he got some runs, but he failed to score because he mistimed the ball most times. Like the two runs he faced, he misjudged the ball and he went outside. So the other thing, why am I saying it looks like a panic buy? The way the guy is using him is not fair. And crazy is that Mikel Merino has played 2 90-minute games and Eze hasn't played. Even Victor Gyökeres, since he joined us, has not played full 90 minutes. Can you imagine? Yeah? So both Eze and Victor Gyökeres signs are like they were not Mikel Arteta's signings. You understand? They were like panic buys. He never wanted the players. Because every time they have to get off the pitch And right now we know Odegaard was injured. Odegaard was injured in the previous game, so we are sure he's not going to be there in the Manchester City game. Why doesn't Arteta try Eze in the midfield? Maybe plays Martinelli on the left or Trossard, and it lets the guy do his thing, because we know Eze was carrying Crystal Palace. In the Charity Shield, he produced moments. Against Chelsea, he produced all the games Eze played for Palace. This season, he was top notch. And he was surrounded. Imagine he was performing in mid players of Crystal Palace. Right now, he's surrounded by at least good players, which means he's going to triple. If you give him the freedom, if he's given the freedom, he's going to triple the effort. You understand? He's going to triple the production. His production if the production at Palace was 10% with mediocre players around him, what will his production be if he's surrounded by better players? You understand? So Arteta needs to let the handbrake go. Even Thierry Henry said it at CBS, like, Arsenal need to win. This season they need to win, come what may. And we know if Arteta doesn't win anything this season, he may face a sack. That's something they are going to they will look into it. Because you can't spend all the money, you are playing handbrake football, people are not enjoying, you are defending too much, but you are not winning games. But one of the players we have to watch in this game will be Christian Mascara. The guy is really, really good. Arsenal just got him at £13 million. Can you imagine? 13. He has not put any foot wrong in all the games he has played. Very confident. And Haaland, yes, Haaland in the Manchester United Derby, he scored 2 goals back on the score sheet. The machine. In this game, we are going to see the likes of Rodri and Donnarumma. Arsenal are facing Donnarumma again. Remember, he denied Saka that worldie against PSG. If that goal would have entered, the game would have changed, but the guy was there, he saved, and we saw him against Manchester United. He made some really good save. That save of Brian Mbeumo, he went there, short stopper. But the Manchester City and Arsenal game is going to be a battle between Haaland and Gabriel, but for me, I don't see any, because right now Manchester City is not looking good. We know their momentum is low on off. The Nigerian has had one game. Right now he's struggling. Chucky injured. Phil Foden is trying to pick up. Rodri has just come back. So the game may end even in the draw, because one guy is a handbrake guy, the other one who likes to play football and detect his team is there. The defense, he refused to improve his defense. So Arsenal have a chance to punish Manchester City, but it all comes to the score they are going to put out. And if Arteta lets the guys cook, he has to let the Eze cook. This business of handbrake, saying Eze you have to touch the line, is not going to help Arsenal. Let Eze cook, unless your plan is to ruin Eze to be like Jack Grealish 2.0. Because Jack Grealish in Aston Villa was enjoying himself doing what he's doing right now at Everton. But when he joined Manchester City, we all saw he was touching the line, not impacting games. So that's it. Let's wait and see what's going to happen between Arsenal and Manchester City this week.